What's up, Opinions in the Mind YouTube? Thanks for joining in with me on another video. If you haven't got a chance to, please subscribe for future content. I'm here with another mind today, Mr. Jordan Simmons.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
We're going to be talking to you about people that try to get you to buy things, but they know you can't afford them, or they try to oversell you on something that you know wouldn't bring value or wouldn't even help you at the time of your life, and for one, you'd be overpaying. So really, they're just not doing you a favor or even the person they work for. Jordan, tell them a little bit about what you were going through lately.
Well, let's just say this is related to vehicle sales. A lot of people, and I've learned this in the past, when it comes to car sales, a lot of people buy off the payment, but they really don't look at the big picture, and that's with your interest rate, how much you're financing in the end, because that's really how much debt you're racking up is what you're paying for. And after that 6 or 7 years or whatever, 5 years, whatever you're financing, is the vehicle close to what is it worth what you're paying for, and then that's kind of the issue where I was at is it's just a really bad deal, where what you're paying for is nowhere near what you're going to be paying in the end for the vehicle. So
would you say that the person that you were working with, or the people you were working with, do you think that they had your best interest with the whole situation, or just looking out for themselves?
I would say themselves, because in this situation, I'm very well connected. I did reach out to a lot of different, dealers and salespeople, and they told me what would be a good deal, and I showed them the vehicle, and they explained why in detail, what it's worth, why they think it's this, and it was thousands and thousands of dollars less than what I was being charged.
And you even did a Kelley Blue Book on a couple of the videos, right? So you the car, excuse me. So you even tried to even look up the value that you thought that it would bring before even trying to negotiate with them, correct?
Exactly, correct.
Well, see, so the thing is, you're actually dealing with people.
So what ended up happening is I had the vehicle for 2 days, and what I did was, I had it checked out in those 2 days, and they had me about 19 out the door, and then we got it down to 16 out the door, and in reality, the car was only worth 11 or 12,000, but they were charging me 14,900 for it when they started at 16,900. And I went in there after, doing my research, getting everything done. I told them, look, this is why I think it's worth this. I know how much it went for at the auction. This is where I would feel comfortable, and that was at 13,800 out the door. Well, he went back and talked to his GM, like they do every single time, and he brought me back numbers and said he got me down to 15,135 out the door. And I said, unfortunately, man, I have to walk away from the deal, because it just didn't fit my needs, and I'm not gonna pay for something and finance, this 15,000, end up paying $18,000 or $20,000 for a vehicle that's only worth 11. And so I walked away from it, and then on Facebook today, I get messages saying, hey man, I talked to my GM, we're gonna make things happen. If you were to come in here, would you do the 13,800 out the door, and we can sign paperwork? And I told him I was no longer interested, because to me, that's not a good way to do business.
No, and just to kind of catch everybody up, where did that price start at?
The car was listed for 16,900.
16,900 all the way to 13,800 out the door.
And that was 16,900 for the vehicle. If I would have added the tax, title, tag, it would have been 19,000.
Right, so it wasn't even out the door at 16.
No, that's what they had it listed on their lot for.
So for the sake of the viewers and the type of channel we have, what kind of person were you dealing with? That's somebody that was looking in their own interests, not out for their buyer, not making sure they were providing good customer service and a good deal. And after going through that, I went through around town and showed multiple people, and they had nothing but bad reviews to say about the dealership. So it kind of showed in my own experience that I would not be doing business with them. And I was actually blessed to find that same day a vehicle that's going to fit my needs and is for exactly what it's worth, and I'll get a good deal out of it.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
That is exciting. So just one more thing about the person, because we talk a lot about like on opinions in the mind. I like to talk about the type of things that you can do to be the best you.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So what do you think that person could have done to maybe put you at a little bit more ease and make you more comfortable with what the whole process was?
You know, when it comes to sales, and I've done sales for many years, I feel like the best thing about a salesperson is to be very transparent, very honest, have integrity. You know, if you're in sales, the biggest thing you should have is integrity. Be honest. You know, you don't want to sit there and wiggle around your buyer or anything like that, because it just comes back to bite you in the ass in the end. You know.
Yep, that's a pretty blunt way to put it, but that's exactly what happens. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. We just wanted to share some insight with you about that and add a personal story from Jordan that actually could help back up the fact that we were making the point today.
Yeah, and I have nothing against the salespeople that did it. I mean, they were, you know, friends with mine on Facebook, but it's not their business. You know, they get told by their GM what they can go for a vehicle, and that's it. But to me, you know, it wasn't a fair deal. And you know, I'd hate anybody that's buying a vehicle to really look at it, what you're financing, what you're paying for, make sure there's no hidden fees, and that you're in a comfortable position with that payment. Because I've been in, you know, vehicles where, you know, they'll show you at the lot and you'll tell them your budget, and, you know, the first thing they ask you, hey, what would you want your payment around? So people buy off the payment. So if you go in there and say, oh, well, I want to be around $350, $400, right? They'll go and pull a vehicle that's, you know, they know that they got for super cheap, and they'll put a high price tag on it and bring it down and make it feel like you're saving a ton of money, but the vehicle's not worth what you're paying for. And you just do not want to finance so much debt that you're upside down on it. You know, so always get something that you know you can handle, that's not going to put you in a bad setting with the payment. But after those 6 years, that, let's say you've been paying on it for 5 years, and that last year the vehicle's just complete trash. You don't want that. You want a good deal that it's going to last the whole entire length of the payments and then some. You know, so.
And most of all, you want to work with somebody that's going to be transparent with you. They're going to let you know exactly what's going on throughout the entire transaction, and they're going to communicate effectively with you about what's best in your needs, not their own.
Yeah, it's a profit-making business, and I do not mind a guy making a profit. I'm a businessman myself, and we're all in doing anything you do is to make money with work. You know, I do not mind that, but I do not like anything hidden. And especially with me being young, I'm only 24, you know, thinking I'm young and I don't understand it just to get over on it. So that's it. That's my opinion of the mind. I don't want to keep rambling on, because we tried to end the video. Now we're coming back with it. So I don't know.
Thanks for tuning in. This one's probably going to be the longest one we got. I just wanted to bring somebody else on here that had some insight that you might be able to apply in your own life. As always, be great. See you on the next video.